everybody, I'm Dutch, and this is Gear You Should Have. And this week, we're going to cover tarp hardware and accessories. Let's go. Certainly one of my favorite ones is the Stinger. The Stinger is made out of titanium, and it's an adjustable locking cord hanger for your tarp, and it has a little carabiner on here. The reason that's really important is if you have several different tarps, you can put this on the tarp that you need to. Also, if you have an asymmetrical tarp, you can move this to different points, which makes it super convenient. It's made out of titanium, so it is light, it is strong, and is not gonna rust. They come spliced in, I think we have 7 different colors, soon to be 8 different colors, and they click onto the end. Now with this one, you're gonna pull out from either end. So another way that people like to hang their tarps is with a continuous ridgeline. A continuous ridgeline makes it so that you can hang a string from tree to tree or from pole to pole, and then we like to use soft shackles to move the tarp and center it. This is kind of old school. This is the way they used to hang tarps. And we made an updated version on all the hardware. First is the Dutch hook. It is amazingly small. When I asked them to cut this little tiny thing out of titanium, they were like, what? But they were able to do it, and they come out beautifully polished. They click onto it, so you go around the tree, and it clicks on itself. Then on the other end is the most beautiful piece of hardware that I make, and that is the WASP. This thing is like jewelry for your tarp, and the way it works is it's totally adjustable. Although this thing looks very ornamental, it is very functioning. The reason it has this big hoop is so that you can grab this and wrap it around the Stinger, and it locks it into place. Then you're gonna go to the tree and back, and then it gets locked underneath the wing. So the beautiful part about this thing is it's easy to slide and then lock into place. And then to hold up the tarp are soft shackles. So soft shackles are the unsung hero of the continuous ridgeline. And the beautiful thing about this is it makes a loop, but if you want to remove your tarp, they are very easy to open up, almost like a carabiner. But they work on as a pressic. So if you're pulling with the tarp, it locks it into place, but if you want to move it, you grab the knot and it easily moves. That holds your tarp up, and now we have to hold your tarp down. So for that, my favorite by far is the Ringworm. The Ringworm was designed because people were saying your hardware is too small and I can't hold it, or I can't hold it with gloves. So the whole ring is only so that you can hold it, and it's going to come with a shock cord loop, and that's going to act as a tarp tensioner. And you're going to stake this down, and then you pull it tight so it stretches this out, and then you just simply pull it up in there. So as the wind's blowing and it's pulling it more from the stake, it actually is making it tighter and making it harder to come out. But when you do want to take it out, all you do is grab this other line, and it totally loosens up, and it comes off easily when you want to and not when you don't. So these are going to come, you can buy just the hardware, you can get them with the shock cord loops, or you can get them spliced on to a whole bunch of different colors. The sister of that, and the evolution, was we needed something for the doors. And one thing about a winter tarp, when it comes to having a door, is you might want to get in and out of that tarp, so it's good to be able to disconnect it. So we came out with these tarp anchors, and there are several different types. There's just the hardware, there's a line lock, there's one with a BCD, and then my favorite is a ringworm anchor. So these can click onto several different things, such as it can click onto a shock cord loop, as we have here, but they work really well with a 1/2-inch D-ring or even a 1/2-inch BCD. And what's going to be beautiful about this is you're only going to need one stake. You're going to be able to tie this shut, but when you want to get in and out, you can disconnect each one, only one if you want to. You can go inside and then connect it back up. So that is the Tarp door anchors and Ringworm anchors and line lock anchors and such. So all this winds up with a lot of cords that are dangling off of your tarp. And if you're like me, those things get tangled. So we have the solution for that. That is a cord winder, and they come in 3 different sizes. But what's really sweet about these, they're super light, they're compact, and they fold. So like this, it's like a bobbin, and I can easily wind it up. When it comes to unwinding, they have these 2 holes, and I just pull it out like this. But they are super quick to just wind them up. And here's where the folding part comes into play, is when you fold it, it keeps everything nice and neat as a nice package. The small ones, because there's going to be many of them, they even stack together. So there is smalls, that's really good for your tie outs. There's mediums, which are really good for your ridge lines, particularly when you have split ridge lines, and is going to handle about 12 feet of zinget. And then for the bare rope, we have the large. And bare rope hanging is hard enough. Who wants to be untangling their bare rope for 10 minutes before you go and you throw it up there? Last piece is the external pole mods. And what's really sweet about these is they give you a lot more room inside your tarp. As you can see here, one side we have pulled out and the other side we don't. And this is going to give you more cubic feet in your tarp. But this year we added the adjusted tips to these, and these are really sweet because you don't know the way you are going to pitch your tarp. So if you have it battened down, you're going to need more length to it than if you have it wide open, and then you're going to have it tighter up to it. So you go and you can adjust this, and then you tighten this down, and now you can adjust it for any weather situation. Thank you, everybody, and this is gear you should have.